Shout the water, oh mama.
You know what it means to miss New Orleans when that's where you left your heart.
Shout the water, oh mama. He's a Louisiana man. Gotta make a living. He's a Louisiana man. Gotta make a living. Shout the water, oh mama.
I said, take me down on the battlefield.
Shout the water.
Yeah, Wednesday, right in it. Wednesday, go, right in it. Yeah.
Down south in New Orleans, the prettiest girls I've ever seen, sparkling eyes, magnificent.
Come on, take me to the Mardi Gras, where the people sing and play.
Want to see that boy when he comes down.
Little Liza Jane.
That's why I wish I was in New Orleans.
I was a little bitty boy, but I had to go home.
The shoe side don't bother me.
I said, hey, you see,
Hello, I'm George Plimpton, and we're in one of my favorite places, New Orleans, a great American city whose colorful character stems from its unique blend of European, African, and Caribbean influences. Nowhere is this mix more apparent than in the many kinds of music that are performed throughout the city. Of course, most of us associate New Orleans with the birth of jazz, but it only takes a very short visit here to realize that the music, well, it runs the gamut from the most traditional to the most abstract and modern. Now, in this program, we're going to take you on a musical journey through the city during a festive 11-day period in July. It's a summer celebration they call La Fête, and it spans two great Independence Days, from the 4th of July through the 14th of July, Bastille Day, the French national holiday. Now, during this celebration, New Orleans showed off its wide variety of musical charms, well, as you'll see, in the most festive manner possible. During La Fête, music filled the air all over New Orleans, from the concert halls to the street corners. Entertainment was available to all, and the local residents and tourists were always quick to find it. While it's not unusual to find music being performed in offbeat settings around the city, it is unusual to find it being performed in the middle of rush hour traffic. One of our performance areas is as old and picturesque as the city itself, Jackson Square, an oasis of greenery in the center of the French Quarter. Jackson Square has long been a focal spot for music in New Orleans, and this year was no exception. Local residents and tourists treated to a constant supply of the finest talent available. The mainstay of New Orleans music for the last century has been good old-fashioned jazz. And here are two artists who have done a great job of spreading that sound around in the world, Danny and Lou Barker. Let's listen as Danny and his group perform one of his standards, Royal Garden Blues. Barker wrote many songs with lyrics that were way ahead of their time. In fact, during the 1930s, Lou got the nickname Blue Lou because of the racy nature of her tunes. Here's a prime example of the kind of material that kept getting the Barkers in hot water.
Don't you feel my lady? Don't you feel my lady? 'Cause if you feel my lady, you wanna feel my thigh. And if you feel my thigh, you wanna go up high. So don't you feel my lady? Don't you buy no ride? Don't you buy no ride? 'Cause if you buy some ride, you're gonna make me high. And if you make me high, you're gonna tell a lie. So don't you make me high. You said you'd take me out and treat me fine, but I know there's something you got on your mind. If you keep drinking, you're gonna get fresh, and you wind up asking for this fine brown flesh. Don't you feel my lady? Don't you feel my lady? 'Cause if you feel my lady, you wanna feel my thigh. And if you feel my thigh, you wanna go up high. So don't you feel my lady? Don't you feel my lady? Don't you feel my lady? 'Cause if you feel my lady, you wanna feel my thigh. And if you feel my thigh, you wanna go up high. So don't you feel my lady? Don't you buy no ride? Don't you buy no ride? 'Cause if you buy some ride, you're gonna make me high. And if you make me high, you're gonna tell a lie. So don't you make me high. You said you'd take me out and treat me fine, but I know there's something you got on your mind. If you keep drinking, you're gonna get fresh, and you wind up asking for this fine brown flesh. Don't you feel my lady? Don't you feel my lady? 'Cause if you feel my lady, you wanna feel my thigh. And if you feel my thigh, you wanna go up high. So don't you feel my lady?
You may have noticed the dapper piano player in Danny Barker's band. That's Toots Washington. Toots is the last of the legendary New Orleans piano players. He's been playing for over 60 years now. His style set the pace for just about every great keyboard jazz artist of our generation. Toots started out in the red light district of New Orleans, Storyville, and is now about the last survivor of that extraordinary era.
Everywhere I travel, I got a big compliment from my piano player, because I played a different kind of a piano. there's something about our music around here. Everybody takes to it, to the New Orleans musician. That's why I get such compliments. I play it the way the old we always did play around here, being the last old jazz players.
The Mississippi River is the lifeblood of New Orleans. Its presence directly or indirectly affects the lives of all of its residents. Because of its strategic placement along this great waterway, New Orleans has acted as a depository for the habits and customs of all cultures who have passed through at one time or another. The unique blend of Europeans from all ethnic backgrounds and Africans has spawned a totally unique culture that is the source of never-ending intrigue to visitors from all parts of the world. The Mississippi has long served as a source of adventure to Americans, conjuring up visions for most of us of wild country, riverboats filled with dashing gamblers and bawdy dance hall girls. Today, these riverboats are filled with tourists, hoping to see firsthand the land they've always heard so much about. There is one peculiar side effect to a river cruise, however, and that is the marvelous effect it has on Dixieland music. Newcomers to the city will undoubtedly be amazed at just how busy the Mississippi River is around New Orleans. With ships of all sizes and configurations serving the second largest seaport in America, the scene can sometimes resemble a freeway during rush hour traffic. As you can see, even the majestic Natchez has to weave in and out amongst the ships, loading or unloading their cargoes in the city. While most of us think of New Orleans as a port serving the middle regions of the United States, few of us realize that the city is also a Caribbean port, in fact the northernmost one. Much of the cargo that comes here is from Latin America or the Caribbean islands. This exposure to exotic cultures on a regular basis has influenced music in this city more than one would think, resulting in many musical groups whose influence is really strictly Latin. Here's an excellent example of that influence: the Steel Drum Band featuring Tito and the Islanders. take the African and Caribbean musical influences in New Orleans and stir in the influence of the American Indians from the area, you come up with the Mardi Gras Indians. These groups are known for their smooth, rhythmic sound that combines chants with music. They specialize in colorful, often outrageous costumes that are modeled after stylized versions of American Indian garb. Here are the Golden Eagles, one of the foremost tribes, as they call themselves, performing Shallow Water.
Shallow water, oh mama. Shallow water, little mama.
Take me down on the battlefield.
Shallow water, little mama.
Take me down on the battlefield.
Shallow water, oh mama.
You be jumping that morning, but you better not kneel.
Shallow water, oh mama.
Praying like John said what they say.
Shallow water, oh mama.
They might the crowd coming for a tell how to way.
Shallow water, oh mama.
It was early that morning, but drizzling and rain.
Shallow water, oh mama.
They were jumping that morning, they were doing their thing.
Shallow water, little mama.
Praying like John said what they know.
Shallow water, little mama.
They jump in shallow water everywhere they go.
Shallow water, oh mama.
It was early that morning, said what they say.
Shallow water, oh mama.
They Indian coming for the holiday.
Shallow water, oh mama.
Said mama told me when I left home.
Shallow water, little mama.
Said I jump in that morning for the break up down home.
Shallow water, oh mama.
Said nobody running, nobody knows.
Shallow water, oh mama.
I'm gonna do my thing everywhere I go.
Shallow water, oh mama. Shallow water, oh mama. Hey, you know it's raining out there, deep water out there.
Like John put hole in the ground.
Shallow water, oh
They
mama.
were dancing that morning, they were taking them down.
Shallow water, oh mama.
Said nobody running, nobody knows.
Shallow water, oh
We're
mama.
jumping shallow water everywhere we go.
Shallow water, oh mama.
Well, fine boy, out there, they don't know.
Shallow water, oh
They
mama.
gon' shoot them pistols, boy, they don't know.
Shallow water, oh mama.
Grand like John, like to create.
Shallow water, oh mama.
Grand like John, they kill and they.
Shallow water, little mama. Shallow water, little mama.
When you combine the African musical influences of New Orleans and the joyfulness of Christian liturgical music, you get a local brand of gospel that stands alone. Here, the Calvary Gospel Chorus gathers by the river on steps built into a levee overlooking Jackson Square.
You know the shoes that have my feet belong to God. Shoes that have my feet belong to God. Shoes. Shoes that have my feet belong to God. Clothes on my back belong to God. Clothes that have my back belong to God. Clothes that have my back belong to God. Clothes that have my back belong to God. Food on my table belong to God. Food on my table belong to God. Food on my table belong to God. Oh, because all I have belongs to God. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. All I have belongs to God. I brought nothing into this world. I brought nothing into the world. I brought nothing into the world. I brought nothing into the world. And I can't take nothing away. You know the shoes I have my feet. Hey, hey, shoes. Sing, y'all. Sing, y'all. Clothes on my back belong to God. Sing, y'all. Clothes, clothes, clothes. Clothes. Food on my table belong to God. Food. Food
Yet another musical form was brought to New Orleans. The French settlers in Canada came down the Mississippi and settled in Louisiana. The resulting blend is Cajun music. Here is the most famous of the Cajun accordion players, Nathan Absher. Cajun music can be either waltz-like or up-tempo. Here, Alain Fontenot gives us the high-stepping variety.
Jamais tu te faire ma part. Pas de bas, voir ma petite canaille. Petit de la grosse, madame a donné mon la bébé. Tout le temps, la babine de la grosse.
I'm Gypsy Song Man, yes, I got a hall on every street. My hat is my coin box, the song is what you need. It's just a swapping time, this song is for your dime. Gypsy Song Man, passing by.
While there are many interesting sights to see on the streets of New Orleans, there are even more interesting sounds to hear. New Orleans has become noted for its army of performers who use the streets of the French Quarter as their stage. At almost any time, day or night, you can hear singers and musicians playing in doorways, or you can encounter dancers and jugglers on the street corners. They come in a variety of shapes and sizes that you can imagine, and their talent ranges from promising to, well, pathetic, I guess would be the best word. Some have classical training, others have, well, monumental nerve. But one fact remains, they all make a living at it. Both tourists and natives support street talent in New Orleans on a scale absolutely unheard of in other American cities. While these street serenaders might not get rich overnight, they certainly don't have to worry about their next gig. Everyone has their reason for performing on the street. These two needed gas money to leave town. Some play for a greater spiritual fulfillment. This This man simply likes the sound of his flute reverberating through old passageways around the city. Others like this deaf man play and sing for the pure pleasure of it, although in this case, I'm not sure whom the pleasure is intended for.
The evening sun goes down. Hey, now I hate to see that evening sun goes down. 'Cause my baby, she done left this town.
Not all street performers are musicians. Many are mimes and dancers, and like this man, a juggler.
My name is Moonbeam, and I call myself a medieval figure in a science fiction world, all right? And certainly working in a square like Jackson Square, you can feel both sides of the appellation, if you will. I started juggling seriously, say about 5-6 years ago, and took to the street for paid rehearsal time, right? And it started working. It was a lot easier than waiting for paychecks and getting to gigs and nobody knowing you were going to be there. So I put my energy into street. I said, street is what I want to be doing, and it's got a noble tradition, you know. It's been going around for a few thousand years. Thank you very much. I got into it. I was an engineer and took to writing just as a sideline, and eventually writing for mime, and then decided to find out just what my body could do, okay? So I got a job as a clown, started getting paid for it, and gave myself 6 months at one point and $500 to see if I could make it, all right? At the end of 6 months, I had $600, and that was it, and I haven't seen a reason to stop since. Sleeping, eating spaghetti, around the world. People like it, you know. It's where do people like these people here get to see jugglers in the flesh, right? Where do they get to see them sweat as well as be fancy, okay? And where do they get to come up and talk to them and watch the close stuff, watch their hands work, all right? So people don't pay to see that in theaters anymore. You know, the kind of magic I do, this is the only place you can see it. And I'm not the only one who does it, but street is where it happens.
So as I leave you now, please remember me this time. I'm a man who sang a song for your nickels and your dimes. Today you saw me play, 'cause I stopped along the way. Gypsy song man passing by.
New Orleans is a city that is full of strong neighborhood identities, especially in the French Quarter. Community groups there are always seeking to stage events to show off their sense of pride and to top other rival groups to show who can have the best time. When you mix these elements, you come up with a block party, New Orleans style. The key element to a successful party is good music presented unusually. So what better way to kick off a celebration than to call out the Marines? While marching bands are fine to get things rolling, we need something a bit more raucous to keep the spirit up. In this case, Pee Wee Spitolera and his band. No party, of course, is complete without lots of good food, ready drinks, and unbeatable bargains. Decatur street merchants really put the Ritz on and provided all the makings for a grand time. Good parties always have a way of bringing out the most unusual characters, like this woman. Between sips of her daiquiri, she professed to be the reincarnated spirit of Marilyn Monroe. Who could doubt the evidence? For those who were athletically inclined and with a sense of the adventuresome, there was a roller skating race through the French Quarter, although this race seemed more suited to ancient Rome. Dressing in costume is a way of life in New Orleans, so no party would be complete without a costume contest and an award ceremony. And here are the winners, the dashing Rhett Butler, the ever so lovely Scarlett O'Hara, and their maid, Prissy. When most visitors think of New Orleans, they mention Bourbon Street, the image of New Orleans to the world, the spectacle, the flash and intrigue of the city that never seems to go to bed. All are embodied by this street. There is something for everyone here. Good music, good food, some of the most outrageous novelties you'll ever see, and the sense of freedom, just to relax and to have a good time. So do just that and listen to George Fanola play some Bourbon Street favorites for you. While the streets of New Orleans are filled with upbeat music, there's another side to the music being performed in the city, the blues. Music that expresses the loneliness of city life. Music to ponder on those occasions when nothing really seems to matter very much. Here's a great example of just such a sound, the saxophone of James Rivers. New Orleans has always had a love affair with ladies, especially those singing the blues. From Billie Holiday to Janis Joplin, the city has embraced them all. The new lady in residence is Lee Harris, affectionately known to all as Lil Queenie. Here she is, performing with her group, the Percolators.
Well, oh my baby, when I had you, I told you. Rock my damn butt since you've been gone, don't you know I sit around with my head hanging down, and I wonder who's loving you. Should never, 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 never
because my teeth are burning. Oh, just because I always wear a smile. I like to dress up in the latest style,
Louis Armstrong, New Orleans' musical ambassador to the world and the undisputed king of jazz. What greater tribute could New Orleans pay to this legend than to build a park here in his honor? It's a place for relaxing, for playing, or just for listening to good music. You know, the 4th of July is a double-header holiday in this town. Besides being Independence Day, it's also Satchmo's birthday.
If New Orleans had its own Bill of Rights, surely the first article would guarantee the right to parade. Parading is a way of life in New Orleans. Residents will come together at the drop of a hat to parade for a cause, or to honor a birthday, or to mark the passing of an honored fellow artist. In fact, you don't really need an excuse at all in New Orleans. Look at the clarinet player in the dark suit. Even being totally blind does not stop him from joining in the festivities. One of the highlights of the annual Armstrong birthday party is the Satchmo Sound-Alike contest. Here are this year's winners, Charles Beasley and his sons, in their award-winning rendition of Hullo, Dolly.
My name is Charles Beasley, and I just so happen to be the lucky winner of the Louis Armstrong Sound-Alike contest today. This is bringing my career to a climax. I've been doing this 18 years, and 18 years ago I told my mother that I wanted to play horn like Louis Armstrong. And year after year after year, I've continued to try, and here I am, you know. No one knows what the future brings, but I hope to be able to play my horn enough to get out and support my kids and bring them up with me on my side. Because these are the Beasley boys, and this will be our trade name in the future.
What it means to miss New Orleans and miss it each night and day. I know I'm not wrong. The feeling's getting stronger the longer I stay away.
If New Orleans had a national anthem, it would surely be When the Saints Go Marching In, a classic immortalized by Satchmo and interpreted by almost everyone.
Oh, when the saints go marching in, well, when the saints go marching in, yeah, I want to be in that number when the saints go marching in.
When the saints marching in, when the saints go marching in, I want to be in that number. When the saints go
We've come to the end of a rather remarkable musical journey, and I think that you'll agree that after all we've seen and heard in the last hour, that New Orleans really covers the musical spectrum as few cities can. It is now Bastille Day, and we're going to watch the largest fireworks display this city has ever seen, put on by the Grucci brothers from New York, who are indeed the champions of the world at fireworks. Now, fireworks are traditionally considered a visual art form, but we found yet another musical application, because the fireworks are going to be choreographed to that great, rousing march, Stars and Stripes Forever. This is George Plimpton saying goodnight from New Orleans.
what it means to miss New Orleans and miss it each night ended. I know I'm not wrong. The feeling's getting stronger the longer I stay away. It's the moss-covered vines, the tall sugar pines, where mockingbirds used to sing. And I'd like to see the lazy Mississippi hurrying into spring. Oh, the Mardi Gras, the memories of Creole's tunes that fill the air. I dream of old yanders in June, and soon I'm wishing that I were there. Do you know what it means to miss New Orleans when that's where you left your heart? There's something more. I miss the one I kept more than I miss New Orleans.